live. I'm not sure. Oh, it's choppy.
I'm refreshing
Oh,
Twitch and it's not yet.
oh, we are live on my end here, but it's
No,
looking.
we're not on.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
We're not on Twitch.
I'm looking at it right now. It's quite choppy, and
I'm on Twitch and it's not saying that.
I'm on Twitch and it is. I'm looking at myself right now.
Oh, lucky you.
This is actually,
Wow.
yeah. So,
Show 'em on.
I mean, hi. So if you haven't guessed,
Yeah.
if you hadn't guessed, Woody isn't here, so everything's breaking.
There's no notifications gone through to the Jocknote server.
I mean, we're live. I'm looking at us right now on Twitch.
Cool.
I'm seeing you
Oh.
and me.
Yeah, I've got us live
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm
And it looks like it's
yeah.
sort of working. It's sort of fine.
Yeah.
Why is there? Oh, general. I was like, why is there just words written over difficulty? Oh, right, yeah.
It does still say. It does still say
Resident Evil Village.
Could someone change that?
Say my name.
Could someone change that?
I can't.
There's
can I?
Well,
commands for it.
I don't know if I can.
That's not true. I have the permissions to do it.
Same.
I do not know how to do it.
Yeah, same.
There you go.
Ah, there you go. Right.
Nice.
Hi. I should close
live.
my fucking window, shouldn't I?
We're going well.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
You remember how
21st.
every week we tell Woody off for doing things at like a minute to 8.
Yeah.
Here's Boone
Yep.
doing things at 6 minutes past 8.
No, look, it's fine. Noise.
Game-wise, we're still playing.
It's fine. We're here.
Yeah.
We're here. We're talking. We're gonna be fine. If you notice what the fourth little screen says, though. See, that's accurate, isn't it?
Sure. Why not?
So, we are the cast that's like left, you know.
You
We're,
say that.
the bottom of the barrel
Like,
here.
This is 50% of regular cast.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Yeah.
Hazel's fairly regular.
I do
Yeah.
things. I come around. every now and
Don't.
Yeah.
That's context.
Look. But yeah, no, a load of us are currently up in the Scottish Islands with no internet.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Yep. Yeah. Kind of jealous. I've been posting some pictures and some videos, and
yeah, I'm a little bit jealous, but also no internet.
honestly, I'm just jealous of like the having time off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I'm jealous of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris and Woody in particular would have both booked off like 2 weeks from work, and
Who do you think is like
yeah.
burnt the most right now? Out of all of them,
Alex.
Definitely Alex, right?
Yeah,
Which one?
Ginger.
yeah, the literal ginger one will be the
Right.
most burnt. Yeah,
You think so, but like he'd be most prepared, wouldn't he? Like you'd have the best sun cream on.
you think right? To have you
Is that
met
like survivorship?
Alex?
Survivor bias or something.
You're aware of Alex, right?
Well, he's like a homeowner now, right? He's more responsible.
Yeah, after spelling his name wrong on his mortgage documents,
Yep.
and
He
you know,
sure
literally
did.
everything else that happened.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
was
Still not had a thing in Discord.
We're live. It's fine. It's fine. They'll find out.
We're
It's
live.
the same
The-
time
the
as
chat is
always.
open, so
It's the
it's
same
live.
general time as always.
Can start off. Well, no, not start off because we've already been talking for 3 minutes. But there's some news that's come out pretty recently. Gaming news.
Battlefield 2042.
Overwatch
Oh.
is getting crossplay.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice. Do people still play that?
Well, I don't, but I might again now that I've remembered it's existed.
Yeah. Well, that worked for them, didn't it?
But it's for all modes except competitive, because PC versus console competitive would be devastating.
I mean, that's the
console
thing
players.
in Halo, I think. Or
The-
it's like a mouse and keyboard versus controller. Anyway, like you can And yeah, thing is, like with Halo, you're better off playing with a controller, generally.
Fair. I'm not a Halo fan, so, which I recognise as a controversial opinion. But,
Yep.
you know.
Yep, it definitely is. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you get good with like a controller, you could definitely. I guess it. Yeah. I guess. It
I mean,
depends. But so
stuff like Overwatch is better with keyboard and mouse.
Right.
It's just easier
so is it
because you need to aim.
is it getting
Um,
PlayStation to Xbox crossplay then?
full
Wow.
crossplay.
That's a big deal, right? Because that's
Yeah,
like that
actually,
doesn't happen.
They've released a video, which I haven't watched yet because we're. But yeah, apparently full crossplay.
Sony not being a big bag of guns. That's
Look, it had to happen one day, and this will be the only time for the next 6 years.
yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
That was the other thing as well. Did you see that? Because I can't remember if we spoke about it on the podcast or not. Bethesda confirmed that. Oh, what's it called? Their new IP, Star something or other.
Starfield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Starfield. That's it. I think that's exclusive to PC and Xbox.
It's gonna piss off a lot of people.
It was always going to happen
A lot of people.
when they took Bethesda.
Yeah, of course.
The big move is going to be whether they do it with
Ooh.
Elder Scrolls 6,
Ooh.
which
Ooh.
I'm in two minds on it because I don't like exclusives. I
Fair.
think they're damaging for the consumer. Or damaging, but they're bad for the consumer. Like there's many games that
Yeah.
I want to play, but I can't because I'm not going to go out and spend however many £100 on a PS4, 5, whatever.
Smart business,
but-
but that doesn't mean it's not good for the consumer.
Yeah, but equally, I do want to see Sony fanboys taking their own medicine because they've
Right.
spent the last however many years bitching and going on about how PlayStation is so much better because of all the exclusives and aren't Sony great.
it is.
And I kind of want them to get shafted for a few years.
Oh. I mean, PlayStation exclusives are better. So
They are, but that doesn't make exclusives a good thing.
yeah, it definitely does. No. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd almost want to say like they couldn't, right? They couldn't make Elder Scrolls like an exclusive, but
They could. They own
definitely
it.
could. Yeah.
Like
Man,
it's not even like they would have to pay. I mean, yeah, I guess there would be a transaction to Bethesda as payment for it, but they own Bethesda, so
Yeah. Right. I mean, how many?
I don't think they will.
No, 'cause they'd lose so many
an
sales.
IP that big. Yeah, I don't think they'll actually do it.
No, they'd lose so much money. If they did. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. I don't think it will. I don't think. Well, I was gonna say I don't think we have to worry, but I don't care. Other big news. We actually have something that actually have sort of recent news for once. It's Battlefield. The new Battlefield trailer dropped today or yesterday.
Today, I think it was today. So again, I've not watched it because I've not played any Battlefields since.
It's crazy. It's weird. Have you ever seen that clip where someone flies a jet, jumps out, shoots a rocket launcher, and then jumps back in?
Yeah.
That's in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
As in, they do a cinematic of that in the trailer. So you're looking at this trailer, it's all like, okay, it's sort of over the top and a bit hectic and chaotic, and that's what Battlefield is, right? And then that happens, oh, okay. And then a few shots later, someone's trying to drive away from a tornado in a tuk-tuk. In a futuristic tuk-tuk. Which, yeah, I mean, they're sort of embracing the goofiness of it without overdoing it, I think. I mean, it's a cinematic
Also-
trailer, right? We don't know anything yet, but judging from that
Yeah.
trailer, they're sort of leaning into it, but not too much. I don't think. Should be good. It's another
so.
futuristic shooter, which didn't do well for Call of Duty, right? Those weren't great.
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty is. I don't even know what to say about it at this point because it's just another one of those that gets churned out every year, and like because here I'm going to show my age now. I remember playing the very first Call of Duty when it came out in 2003.
You were
'Cause
27 then, right? I'm sorry, I'm joking. I'm so sorry.
Rude. I'd kick you from the call, but you're the one streaming.
Yeah. You don't want to do that to anyone. You don't want to leave me.
No, I was 13. I was 13 when I came out. But I played that one, and I played like the expansion packs that came to it, and played Modern Warfare 1, 2, and sort of looked at 3. And then after that, I kind of just went, these are just all the same game in different settings.
Yeah.
Like they all just start to blur into one. Then at some point, I picked up Ghosts. Ghosts.
Right,
one
that's
of them,
not
right?
a good one to.
Well, so I sat playing it and predicted every major plot point, and it was after finishing that game that I went, do you know what? I'm done with Call of Duty now.
Yeah, they don't really like. They put a campaign in there just to sort of trick people into buying it who want a campaign, but like, I don't give a shit. They're not making it for a campaign. We're making it. Well, I was gonna say for the multiplayer, but for the fucking loot boxes now, just to make a bunch of have steady income.
And the file size as well. It's just.
Yeah.
I can't.
Just like, what the fuck are they doing? Like,
Hey, Chris.
do they just like not care?
I can't. I can never decide whether it's
them being lazy because it's not necessary. You don't need to have those.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, are they doing it on purpose, or are their coders and programmers and whatever just really shit?
Do you think it's just like
there are other games that are as the worlds are as big or bigger with graphics that are as good, and that you're sure they're 60, 70, 80, 100 gigabytes maybe.
Yeah.
But for it to, you can fill up a 1 terabyte hard drive for that game now, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's just them.
I think that was like the last sort of milestone I saw was that if you had a terabyte hard drive, you could fill it up with that game, and I'm like,
I wouldn't be surprised if it's just them going, we need to cut back on like production hours, and they're like, just jam it all in there. We don't give a shit.
Yeah,
just throw it in
don't
there.
bother compressing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be right.
Yeah.
So,
man, games.
it's Activision.
Oh, I shouldn't. Oh my god,
What's he done?
I clicked away from the thing, and it's not going back now. Okay, there we go. I need to learn. See, normally I'm not the one streaming, so I can just go to Discord and do whatever I want.
We need to teach more of us to do it, so that because you clearly can't be trusted.
I mean, I've been. It's not like it's the first time I've done it either. Like I've done it so many times, but it's usually
The thing is, from
right.
go on, sir.
I was gonna say it's usually me playing a game, so I don't have to look at anything, right?
This is it. I'm so out of practice with actually being the one streaming, because when we were doing Starbound and I think the first Stardew we did, I streamed that, but since then I've streamed on the RT UK thing, which it was a different setup, and then I've got rid of OBS and downloaded Streamlabs, and I just haven't touched that to work out what's going on yet, and so I'm just it comes up to like the afternoon of the podcast, and I'm like, I probably should have looked and worked this out. I'll do it before the next one, and then what will happen is we'll finish at 9:30 or whatever, and I'll forget about it until 2 Wednesdays time.
Yeah, now Woody's gonna love the fact that we're not recording this one.
Yeah.
It's alright.
No, I
They'll
keep
cope.
doing it with my Stardew streams because I haven't done one in a while and I really want to do one, but just work and tired and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do one, I want to do one, I want to stream more. But then when I'm streaming this, I'm just on my own, so I can do what I want
Yeah.
within reason.
Oh,
But
no one's gonna stop you. No one can physically stop you.
exactly. But yeah, no, I keep going. It's like, oh, it's Monday. I want to play Stardew, but I don't want to spend 5 hours just talking to myself.
Mm.
I
That's
also
the
haven't set up Streamlabs.
yeah. That's the thing I always struggle with solo streams is talking to myself, like because it very much gets to the point where I'm like, no, I can't talk to me anymore.
It's gotten easier. I found it at last RT UK Games Night because I was streaming my screen so somebody could watch it. But we were doing in-game voice chat, so we'd muted in Discord. But when you do that and you're streaming, the person who's watching your stream, they can't hear you.
Yeah.
Right.
But because I had a microphone in front of me and I knew somebody was watching what I was doing, I was just constantly talking and like narrating and just chatting.
Yeah.
And then sort of I'd reach somebody and they'd be like, "What are you doing? Like, who are you talking to?" And I'm like, "I'm talking to the person that can't hear me."
Yeah.
And then people, for example, Chris, would interpret what I was saying to the person who was watching.
God,
Thanks,
I mean,
Chris.
I tend to talk to myself anyway, so it's kind of, you know.
I mean, yeah, but for several hours, that's when it becomes.
Yeah, it's either in my head or out loud. It's one of those. And if I've got a microphone in me, it sort of tends to come out.
Yeah, and see, whereas like with the sort of game that I'm likely to stream on my own, it's likely to be stuff like RimWorld or Factorio or one of those sorts of things where, yeah, you can sit down and play them for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, but I get so stuck in like thinking about what I'm doing and planning things out that I'm just like, there's no way I'd concentrate on talking. I'd get like 20 minutes in and then I'd suddenly see the chat 3 hours later and be like, oh yeah, that was there, wasn't it?
See, the thing for me, what I usually notice when I'm playing, like, I don't know, when I'll be playing like Civ or something, right? Like a game that you can just like sort of play and like sort of absent-mindedly, I'll just start talking nonsense, just shit, just spewing shit, and like, it won't make any sense, but I'll just sort of keep talking to like whoever is like on a call with me. Which I'm not sure if that will work for a stream because it's just generally just nonsense. Yeah, you kind of need to get into the sort of like the flow, right? Like, you need to find a way for it to not be like a struggle or something to keep talking, which is difficult.
Yeah,
It's like a skill.
I think the other thing that makes it easier as well is games like Stardew, where there is a story, there is a plot, but you don't necessarily need to, like, there's not like there's cutscenes with voices in them, so it's not like you need to stop to let conversation happen in the game. But also with the right combination of what they called coins, with like the find a villager thing.
Yes.
Is it just makes it easier for chat to be involved, but also it gives you something to springboard off of.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you kind of stuck for something a little bit to do, and then suddenly some innocent person pops in with a go find Abigail. It just like it gives you I don't know, gives you a task to do, and you can sort of go off and do that. And
what's this?
And talk about it.
Stardew has
What?
Twitch integration. Is that what
No,
it
it's the channel coins.
Yeah. It's
right. Okay. Right.
Because yeah, I'm on my own and I want chat to come and join me.
Right.
And I've been trying to think of more stuff to put in there, but at the minute, all I can do. Thanks, Ross.
Like that.
I mean,
yeah, that's all I can think to do at the minute. So if
Right.
anybody's got any ideas, send them at me. But yeah, It's thank you for not abusing it as well. I put it quite low.
Shouldn't
I was
have said
like,
that.
I'm really expecting.
You shouldn't
I know
have said
people
that.
have got like 10k plus points, and they're just gonna spam it. And there's like, I could put a timer on it.
I've got
I
20,
Yeah.
I've got
make it
20k.
higher, and it's like, I'm gonna put it out there for now.
You should put like a really
Yeah,
expensive one that's like immediately dig up all your crops. I throw them out.
You can do that for bits.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We
Ooh.
could do like maybe a. I can't remember what bits are worth now. One bit is like a penny, isn't it?
Something like that.
So yeah, you could set it at like, I don't know, 10,000 bits or something. Some of them it's 10,000 bits, and you'll dig up all your crops and start again.
Farm.
Or just to do one where like you not like if they pay it, you now have to like insult a villager, like make them the least amount of friend possible.
Yeah, you have to go and talk shit to
Yeah.
Shane.
To Shane.
Yeah, you have to go and make Shane cry.
Ooh.
He does that anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, sensitive little man.
You know, that is another one. Give like a disliked gift to somebody.
Mm.
That would
Yeah,
do.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put that one slightly higher because I like making friends.
Mm. Yeah, put it at like.
We're turning your wholesome
That's
Stardew stream into this. Oh.
Yeah, no,
But yeah.
I can't bad.
No, but people don't abuse the villager thing. I think
No.
it's not even like one a day, maybe. You know, it gets
Yeah.
redeemed. So
God, and we just
There are two people who I'm forced to go and find. One of them is Abigail, which I'm not too bad about. That's fine.
the other one's Pierre.
The other's Pierre.
Yeah.
Because Jamie loves Pierre. I've talked to Jamie about this. Jamie, I don't think he knows anything about Starting Valley.
he just likes Pierre.
No, I don't think it's his sort of game.
Unless other than what he's watched me do.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's picked Pierre as the person that he's fallen in love with and that I need to go and find.
Well, it's because you gave him a French accent.
Because it's the bad
His
French
name is
accent.
Pierre, of course.
Yeah.
He has to have a French
And
accent.
I can't do a French accent.
Is it like Chris? Was it French DJ or something?
It's probably worse than that.
I don't
Oh,
know if I've heard that, but
oh.
It's a bad French
I think Chris
accent.
was like drunk at one point.
I wouldn't even
Did the
call it
French
French.
accent? Oh, right. So that's why we lost all of our French viewers. If we ever wondering why we don't have a huge French audience.
Thanks, Chris.
Uh,
It's not great though.
well, we have to hear it now. No, I'm sorry. I won't do that to you.
What? Five episodes up on YouTube?
Ah, here. See, there you go. Go through
and
YouTube.
find
YouTube.com/
Drop Nerds.
Yes. Is it just that?
I think it's just Drop Nerds. I
Think
don't
so.
think we're allowed.
Are we the only ones? Nobody thought of that name before us.
the other thing in gaming news I've just seen is Microsoft has announced its big Xbox E3 deals unlocked sale will begin on the 11th of June, with up to 55% on over 500 digital games, up to 75% on select games from Xbox Game Studios, up to 60% on selected PC games. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $1 for 3 months, new subscribers only. Up to 25% on select gaming accessories, and save on gaming PCs starting at $700.
Huh. When is he?
This weekend does it start?
This weekend?
Yes.
Yeah.
11th is
12th of June.
Huh.
yeah, because 12th of June is Saturday.
Right.
Yes.
So, is there gonna be like a do you know how they're gonna do it? Like, are they gonna do just a general E3 live stream, or
I'm not actually sure.
our company's
I
just
must
gonna
be
do their own
honest.
ones?
Yeah,
So, yeah. It's going to be a mix as well, like live and virtual, isn't it?
Right.
I think
Yeah.
they cover it.
Is the no gonna
yeah. I
cover
think there's. God, that's
Oof. It's been a while.
That's so dead.
Oh my God,
That's
yeah.
that's rebranded and died.
Yeah, yes.
Because that was... What did that become? Was that... No, Inside Gaming was the other thing.
No.
What did
It
it
became
become?
it wasn't Inside Gaming, wasn't it?
Well, it was Inside Gaming, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Merged with something to become Inside
Because
Gaming.
then... Was it? Because Funhouse had a thing, right? Didn't they? Or still
Inside
have?
Gaming.
That's Inside Gaming.
So yeah, it merged with Inside Gaming,
yeah,
but just
they
became
did,
Inside
'cause-
Gaming, right? Okay.
Yeah, because some of those people moved to Inside Gaming, didn't they?
Yes.
And then that died again. Didn't Inside Gaming die like 10 years ago and then came back and then died again?
Yeah. So I don't think it died. I think they just kind of had reached their end with it and decided to move on to other things, which Funhouse. But yeah, decided to bring it back, and it just... I mean, I'm the wrong person to talk about that because I don't really like those sorts of shows. I don't tend to watch them.
Same, but I did...
Like the whole thing with Arwu ending, I was just kind of like, good. I don't like that show.
I mean, I don't generally like the sort of gaming news things, but I enjoyed Inside Gaming.
That's not bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. The No. There we go. I like the No.
I dipped in and out of it occasionally, and at points it was really good because it was like, here's the stuff, here's a little bit about the stuff. That's like all I wanted. I was like, I want the headlines and I want a quick brief about what it is, and that's it.
Yeah,
it felt
they just put a lot of fluff around it. And
I listened to the podcast for a little bit. That was all right. I could deal with that.
Yeah.
But then it got to a point where I stopped listening to podcasts, so I kind of just fell off with that. Because I can't listen to podcasts sat around the house. I have to be going somewhere and doing something.
Right.
Yeah, same.
Which is a pain because there's a lot of podcasts I want to listen to. I've finally caught up with Black Box Down as of 3 days ago.
That got kind of repetitive, I found. Because it's like, I mean, the sort of general premise got a bit like plane crash, talk about plane crash, right? There's not a lot that, like, it doesn't leave a lot to the imagination, right? When it's just like, yep, we're going to talk about a plane that went down.
But it's going through all the technical or human errors that caused it, and then what was put in place to stop those happening again. There was one a few weeks ago, and I can't remember the exact details of it. But like the start of it, you're kind of going, "Oh, this is a thing where it was to do with like weather patterns, I think it was, and like 40 years ago, it was a real problem. I could throw down planes, and it was made out, or it sounded like this really bad thing. And they started the podcast by saying, "Technology's improved massively. That can't happen now. It's not possible." So we're going to talk about a thing that sounds really scary,
but
don't worry, it's not anymore. And I really enjoy those. That sort of like learning about what caused it and what was done to stop it from happening again.
Yeah, I can see that.
Interesting for me. Red Web's
that's what I was gonna say.
All right.
I really enjoy Red Web. I like those sort of podcasts because I listen to the Chilluminati podcast, which is Jesse Cox and friends talking about like paranormal stuff and like conspiracy theories and that sort of stuff, which is sort of what Red Web is as well. I think they don't do like cryptids and stuff as much as like Chilluminati does, but I do enjoy those.
The thing I struggled with Red Web was that I kind of went into it thinking it was a conspiracy theory podcast, and
something broke. Oh no! Oh no!
My stream just decided to not anymore.
Oh my god!
I don't know what happened there.
You can all enjoy my beautiful sliced up face now.
Hang on, let me.
Yeah. So.
There we
go. Like Chris is saying. Like he says he likes Red Web because it's something different every week, which is Yeah, I'd agree. It's just,
Yeah.
it's still sort of similar, but it just goes all over the place, which I really like. It's like it's not always about the same sort of subject, sort of general like mystery, but what that mystery is can.
And I think that's what it was for me. Is I was kind of expecting it to be conspiracy theories, and I was quite looking forward to that. But then it ended up just being some other things that were mysteries or unknowns, like who created Bitcoin. And sure, that's interesting.
Which kind of
It's
also
just
there was definitely some conspiracy theory
there were elements.
Yeah,
but like some of it, yeah, and some of their other episodes, they're just more mystery, and it kind of wasn't what I was looking for. But it's all right.
I skipped some.
If I had more time to listen to podcasts and I was looking for a podcast to listen to, I would listen to it. It just when I've not got much time and I'm sort of just trying to pick which podcast I'm going for, it's not top of my list.
I found one really good horror podcast once, and that's ended, and I can't find any others that like are as good, like are as interesting. And it's a struggle. I've tried a lot of them. None of them really measure up. It's Magnus Archives. And it's so good. I could just re-listen to it, but I'd like to listen to it.
No,
but
so I know a lot of people who've listened to it, and I just never have myself. Like I see quite a bit of stuff about it on Twitter and some stuff on TikTok occasionally. But yeah, people seem to rave about it. And there's one person I know who. So I don't know because I don't know it. I don't know exactly what they were doing, but they basically spent some time going around the UK, visiting places where things happened, or like, if that makes sense.
It's so. I think it's like 200 or something episodes, and it's basically not so much in the end, but it starts off basically just being like a horror anthology thing, right? Which is just like people telling different horror stories. Some of them definitely are like it's happening there or it's happening there. That's really cool. I never really thought about that. What's great about it is that when you start listening to it, it's fun and it's really good, but it gets better and better. Like the sort of premise sort of gets bigger and bigger. Like it sort of evolves as it goes on. And it's you don't really expect it.
Cool.
Expect it going where it goes. Like it starts off being just like I'm just listening to horror stories, and it's like but there's also this overarching story that's getting increasingly like bigger, and then near the end it's this like it's so good. It's great.
That's cool.
I listened to one that was what was it called again? It was like in Askew or something, or just Askew. It was about this dude living in this weird town. It sort of had similar vibes. Wasn't that great. Yeah, it's good podcasts are difficult to find. Like really good ones, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, and they're all made by white men.
Need I say more?
Hazel, we invited you on for diversity.
So I'd like to point out that the reason that I when we still sort of had a host that was me was that I said that I had a vastly different background.
Here's
This
the thing:
white man with a beard has a vastly different background.
When we did the podcast 2 weeks ago, and it was me, you, and Woody, I meant to start that by referencing the fact that we were three bearded white men doing a podcast, and it was the first time. I completely forgot. We ended up talking about Katy Perry or something.
There we go.
But yeah, the other podcast I do need to pick up at some point is Annual Pass.
Oh, it's so good.
Which so I've heard very good things. I just haven't. Again, not had the chance to listen to it yet.
It's not necessarily the content; it's Jack and Jeff. Jack and Jeff. It's so cute. It's so sweet. Jack just talks, and then Jeff is just like eating it up, and is like so obviously in awe and so proud of like his best friend.
Yeah, it's gonna be great when they can. Okay, well that's done again.
Help.
I don't know why I keep doing that. It's going to be great when they. It seems to keep forgetting that Chrome screen exists for some reason. I have no idea why. Yeah, annual park. Yeah, yes, it's going to be good when they can actually properly start getting to theme parks, which I think
because that's the Achievement Hunter, Jeff Ramsey, Jack Patillo.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and
theme park podcast.
Aren't they or going to Universal Orlando?
What are they
soon?
Are they just sort of like? Do they just discuss theme parks?
Yeah.
Or like what?
So the way it starts off. So most of them have been like about a specific ride, and it's like the history of it, how it was made, like how it was run, and then Jack will do like a 10-minute like walkthrough, where it's basically like, so this is how you line up, this is what you can hear, and then you're on here, and then you look this way, and it does this, and it does, that was really fantastic because I listened to the first 3 when I was helping clean the maze, and it was so nice, sort of like as I'm sweeping like this basically great big warehouse of Jack just going, you can feel the breeze, and then you get onto the thing, and the bars come over the top of you, and you're holding on, and then you move. It was really nice because they put like generic sounds behind it as well, of like how Jack is describing it, so like it feels like you're there as well.
Yeah,
that's great.
And then they sort of discussed that. They had one as well where, they do like questions at the end as well, but they also they're trying to get people on who like know the rides as well. So they did one where one of the ones that Jack did when he was doing some sort of internship thing. And then they also got one where, so they did, I can't remember the name of it, it's the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster or something. And they got one of the guys who's like a professional producer and stuff, who's in the background of one of the videos, like they got him on the podcast as like a guest and like discussed everything, and it's like, so how did you end up on that, what was it like filming it, like how's the legacy going, and that sort of stuff. And like they're trying to get that more as well, and they keep going like, anybody knows anything about any of these roller coasters, or anybody runs any of them, or know any inside secrets, like let us know if you can.
Yeah, it'd be great if they can come across to the UK at some point and do like Thought Park or something like that.
Hours,
There's some good ones here as well.
Or Legoland. I want to get Jack at Legoland. That's my goal.
That would be his dream.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one that me and Alex, Ginger Alex, I've been talking about. That's like really close to here, to where I live. That he really wants to go to. But I mean, it'd be an expensive trip to go to.
But it's
go to for a day.
It's doable in a day though.
Yeah.
Like, and it's exactly, funny enough, this is the sort of thing I've been thinking about with like travel recently, is that I want to start doing more things that I can just do in a weekend without taking any time off work. So for example, I do what's called a 9-day fortnight now, so I have every other Friday off. And so I've talked about doing things like obviously Europe is a given because it's easy to get to, but like flying out to New York on a Thursday night, like getting in pretty late, 1-2 in the morning, spending 3 days there, then flying back on the Sunday night, and then just crack on with work again on the Monday morning because I'm working from home. So if my commute is that far.
That's expensive.
So depends what you do. And I wouldn't want to be going to New York every weekend. No. But like it makes it more viable to do, because like next year, for example, I will be using 2 weeks of my leave to go to Texas, and then I'll use another week somewhere else, and then suddenly it's like, right, okay, I've not actually got that much time left to take holidays or other holidays, so it would be good to. And I think like stuff like theme parks in Europe, that's a good idea, because you can, because my parents used to do it as well. They used to go to, I'm really sorry, I'm about to say this, Belgium quite a lot. They're really interested in all like the war stuff, especially like First World War, and so they would go and visit all the like Ypres and all the war cemeteries, and they would like get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, drive across, get on the Euro tunnel in the car, drive across into Belgium, spend a day there, come back, grab some stuff for duty free on the way back through the Euro tunnel, and then back home at like midnight. And so, you know, all right, they're up for nearly 24 hours, and it's a really long day.
I mean, if you're in Belgium, you might as well like drive north for like an hour, you know, coming out. Come chill.
I'll recommend it to them.
Yeah.
It's like I used to
I'll have them
joke,
over.
so
You know what? They can stay.
when-
They can stay over. They can stay the night.
Oh, nice.
God.
But yeah, I used to joke when I was living with my mum, that to get the train to uni in Manchester in the same amount of time it takes me to do that, I could very easily get to Paris.
Yeah.
Because it takes it from where it is home, it takes me 50 minutes on the train to get to St Pancras, and then jump on
Eurostar.
the Eurostar and into Paris. And it can take like 3 hours to get from Wellingborough to Manchester.
Yeah. I mean, even London to Manchester is 2 hours and 10 minutes or so. So you can probably get from London to Paris quick as you can get from London to Manchester.
Yeah.
If you don't if you don't take all the like the weight and stuff and like the time you'd spent waiting in an airport into account, I can be from my front door to the UK in less than 2 hours. Because it's one train from like the station that's 5 minutes away from my house to like the center of the airport in Amsterdam in an hour, and the flight's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I can leave and like be there before noon, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'd love to go to Ireland because that's what, like a 20-minute flight.
Well, funny enough, I was literally just about to say I went to Dublin probably about 5-6 years ago now for a gig, and I flew out. And let's bring this background nicely. I got a bus across to Bristol Airport where I listened to an episode of the RT podcast where Gus was talking about plane crashes. That was fun. And flew out, and it's like it was a 25-minute flight. So I was in, get through security and the rest of it. Not much security between the UK and Ireland, but I was in the centre of Dublin by midday. Walked around for a little bit. Checked into my hotel, walked around for a little bit more, went to the gig, went back, slept, and then flew out again 9 o'clock the next morning. I was in Dublin for 27 hours. It was great. It cost me like...
I was going to say, like...
Including the hotel, probably cost me about 100 quid.
Really?
It's crazy cheap.
Yeah. I got the flights for about 15, 20 quid. And you've got to be lucky with the flight costs. But I got them for about 15, 20 quid. And then, the hotel, which was nice enough for a single night, was about 80 quid. So
even if you're not lucky, like I don't go for like cheap flights, especially when I'm going to the UK, right? And still, like I'm not like going like first class or anything, right? But just general normal seats in like a nicer like airline, like 100 euros, a bit less. It's crazy cheap.
I always go with the further I'm flying, the more comfort I'm willing to pay for.
Right.
So if I was flying to Dublin or Amsterdam or I would settle for cheap because I'm going to be on there for maximum an hour.
No, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Whereas then if I was to start flying like Iceland, which is getting up to 2 or 3 hours, I'd sort of be like, okay, maybe we'll pay a little bit more for a bit of comfort. And then when you start like flying to America, where you're like 8, 9, 10 hour flights, I'm like, no, I want to, because you're going to be on that for so long.
But
you don't want
then,
to be
like
cramped into a tiny seat for 10 hours.
The thing is, I looked into that, right? And we sort of, before it was like definitely cancelled, we sort of had plans to maybe go to RTX this year. And I looked at, since I still had the like the voucher for the flight from last year I looked at like getting better seats. It just doubles the cost. Like instead of 1,000, it was like well over 2,000.
Yeah,
Which-
premium economy is not cheap.
No.
Again, you can get lucky with it. Like if you look at exactly the right moment, you'll find it for only
Yeah.
100, 200 quid more. But
It's like there's a formula, isn't there? It's like 3 weeks and 4 days before the flight, it's supposed to be the cheapest.
yeah,
I mean, it also just depends like from where. Because if I buy a ticket, it's more expensive than if you guys do. Even if it's a direct flight from Amsterdam to wherever I'm going, like a flight from Amsterdam to say Texas will be more expensive than a flight from what's it called Heathrow to Texas. Not even proportionately as well. It's like a couple hundred euros more, which I tried to circumvent one year. Ended up having to buy like an extra flight and like a hotel room, then finding out that on my return flight I had booked the wrong day, so I had to buy another ticket for about 300 euros, which so then this year I thought I'm just going direct from Amsterdam and then go
and flights like that, I like when I've been out to Austin before, like I've considered changing somewhere to make it cheaper, but I'm also just like, I can't be bothered dealing with an airport.
One of the things though was that did mean that I was on a flight with friends rather than on a flight alone for 11 hours.
Yeah,
because on my flight back, the year we actually went, I was there on my own. I can't really sleep on a plane, so I'd end up just like watching 5 or 6 movies, which, my God, like, it doesn't matter what movie you watch. It could be the best movie you've ever seen. If it's movie number 6 set in the same fucking position, it's shit. You hate it.
Yeah.
It's not fun. I don't even remember which movies they were.
So I watched Infinity War one way out, and I thought it was on the way there, on the way back, but I was just like, I hate this film. It's awful film.
I think I watched The Mule there, and they cut out a bunch of stuff that was like too violent for an airplane.
Yeah.
Which was like, why is he bloody now? What happened? What? There's people in his trunk? What? Huh? Yeah.
I think the thing for me on flights and being on my own is that, first of all, I'll take my Switch with me.
I didn't have
so I can like swap between what I'm doing and I'll have a book, and so that makes it better. But also, I think I'm sure I've said on here before, once like if it's a London to Austin flight,
it takes a bunch of drugs.
Yeah,
and meth,
loads of cocaine.
Cocaine. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like once the first meal's been served and we're just above Iceland, I will just get up and go and stand in the gantry and like just look out the windows and just look at the scenery, take some photos, and then inevitably a member of the cabin crew will be stood around and I'll stand chatting to them for hours if they'll talk for that long. Like when we went across to Austin the first time, we were stood talking to one of them for a good like 2 hours about e-gaming, because her brother did like esports competitions and stuff. So we were chatting about that, and then we got chatting about the convention and what Rooster Teeth is. And
I definitely remember this conversation happening. I'm not sure if it was on air though.
It definitely was. I've definitely mentioned it on there.
Yeah, no, I remember hearing about it.
But it's because I need to
talk.
I can't sit down for too long. I need to like get up and move, and so I'm like, right, okay, well, I don't want to stand in the aisle, so I'll go and stand in the gantry because I'm out of the way. I can grab a drink if I want one, and then just inevitably talk to someone, like someone or say one of the air crew, because they'll quite often are bored themselves and just want to hear what people are doing and what's going on in the cities they're going to. And
I mean, you know what? If only Austin, Texas wasn't on the other side of the fucking planet. Because I'd really love to go back there, and I don't consume any Rooster Teeth apart from Red Web. I don't consume any Rooster Teeth media, right? But just being a Guardian is a lot of fun. Not enough fun to pay $1,000 for a flight, though. You know?
No, I have said to many people that have got absolutely nothing to do with Rooster Teeth or gaming that Austin is a phenomenal city and they should go on holiday there.
Absolutely,
because there is so much to do.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, I've done it twice now. So when we're going again, spoken about this before. When we're going out next time, we're doing Texas rather than Austin. So we do still want to go to RTX, so we're going to be doing that. And we'll probably end up in Austin for like a week, maybe. But the other week, we're going to be traveling out to like Houston and Dallas and down to Galveston, maybe. Just get a car and just go and do like loads of different cities while we're out there to really make the most of it.
That sounds great. Yeah, I really want to go back to the US at some point. Just somewhere else, just like somewhere.
Yeah,
I've probably talked about this before as well,
but
I was supposed to live there for 5 months, and now it's just like
Yeah.
not even going. Yeah, it kind of sucks. There's plans of maybe going to Japan though next year, so we'll see about that. God, I just want to travel.
With Woody and everyone, though.
Yeah. I haven't really like definitively decided because I can like afford to like wait with those decisions for a little bit.
That's fine. Yeah.
So I'd rather, decide a bit later.
Yeah. Japan for me is one of those places where I'd like to go one day, but there's just so many other places I want to go more.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's not that much. It would cost. I think it would cost about the same as like going to like Austin for 2 weeks.
A little bit less, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure the costs Woody was saying for about the same amount of time were slightly less.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I just hope they haven't like booked any Airbnbs yet that I wouldn't fit in, but we'll see.
No, they haven't. They haven't, but I think they're still waiting to find out what's going on with the world.
We got some other stuff. We got some other stuff planned as well. Some meets.
Yeah.
And
Extra life.
Extra life.
Scotland as well.
Yeah, Scotland. I mean, that's coming up as well because it's July. It's June.
4 months.
4 months. Oh my god, we have to plan. We have to start making plans, guys. I'm looking forward to it.
This year has gone insanely quick.
Oh my god, yes.
Like for me last year was January and February were normal. Then March lasted for 76 years.
Yeah.
And then April onwards it sped up and then it like slowed down towards the end of the year. But this year it feels like we've been in 2021 for
like a month.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, I remember it being like at the beginning of the month, people are like, oh, how are you going back to work? Because I've been furloughed basically for 16 months.
Yeah.
When are you going back to work? And I'm like, predicted is March 17th, and that's like 3 months away. And now it's mid-June, and I'm like, oh, it's my birthday in 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Fuck. I mean, birthdays as well. That's 2 months.
I mean,
2 months.
Yeah, I've lost 2 birthdays now to this.
See,
well, no, my last year I completely lost it. We were in complete lockdown. This year some stuff had started to open. I had managed to have a haircut. And I did go out and do a couple of bits. So
I was extremely lucky because it was the middle of August, like the exact middle of August, when everything was like at the lowest point.
Calm and
yeah, and like I had like 15 friends over or something. Like we were just hanging out, and we could like that was it was fine then.
My birthday last year was 6 of us from work sat in a park, very socially distanced, going, we probably shouldn't put a candle on this cake.
The thing is now
record it on Snapchat and put it on there like virtually.
Thing is now it's going to be August again, and everything's sort of going back to normal. And it's going to be my birthday again, and I'm just going to be able to have a normal birthday. So,
right, for some. Maybe I'll get a normalish. And I say it's not like I'm going to go out drinking, so I don't do that. But
it's not gonna be a normal birthday because normally we'd like go and drink somewhere and then like go out, which that's not a thing right now. Much to the dismay of my neighbors, but yeah, I mean,
my plan for this year, I'm going to announce it now because I've put it in our Jock Nerds thing and nobody said no. I'm planning on streaming. On
Oh
my
yeah, you
birthday.
did. Yeah, that's
Nice.
Yeah, and I want to do some like community stuff as well. So
Oh,
like
cool.
Jackbox or like GTA or stuff.
Hmm.
that'd be great.
So,
That'd be great.
if anybody who is watching would like to join in, watch out for socials because that's probably me doing that as well. In a minute, Rachel's here.
Speaking of socials,
If you,
fucking Chef Mike just ignored me.
I mean, to be fair, so do I when you at me and things. So,
Yeah.
you know.
So do my parents.
If you remind me, Hazel, we'll promote it in RTUK. I won't at everyone because I'm breaking my own rules then.
You can just add everyone
rules.
individually.
But yeah, it's like I was playing because I joined on the
Do it.
GTA community stream on Monday.
Oh, okay.
To one of those races. It doesn't like Jeremy sending me invites. Loves Matt sending me invites, not Jeremy. But I got into one of them and I'm like, I'm really enjoying racing, and I really enjoyed at RTUK when we did the RTUK thing. Like just having so many of us just playing GTA, and I was like, I want to do this, and I want to do like box with people.
It's funny you say that because Chris, listen to what I'm saying. There was quite a lot of interest in doing some more GTA streams. So
I want to.
Little co-op stream.
I'm just reminding you what the people want, Christopher.
You know,
I'm sorry, I don't know how you feel about Christopher. It's on us to do this. Okay, cool. No, I joking aside, I know you're on it.
I mean,
but it's something.
Hit us up.
It's something we're going to do at some point because people did want to do it. So be good to get more of that.
But there's plenty of people in our cast who would love to join.
Maybe. And I think we might, if we, maybe we could get Jacob and Lindsay involved again.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that with any secret knowledge. That's I could maybe ask if they want to join us at any point.
I feel like I should get Matt on a GTA stream, considering that's all he knows me for. We will sit in his personal Twitch streams, and he'll be like, "Oh, hi, Manamoto. I'm sorry I didn't get to race with you this week. Like, you did really well in the last races."
I think we should have Chef Mike on a podcast if he wouldn't fucking ignore my tweets. He knows we exist. He was here once for 2 seconds.
He was. He knows about RTUK as well.
Yeah. I tweeted at him.
Chris is the one that talks to him. Say Chris. Topher.
Just have Topher tell him to look at all of his mentions, because he probably doesn't have that many, right? Only like
he does say though. He tries to respond to everybody.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's great. He's great.
Socials and stuff.
Awesome human being.
You probably find that he's watching now and he's just waiting for us to finish. And then like the second we finish, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that'd be great."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he'll just wait for an episode where somehow he knows I'm not on.
But to be fair, like you did, because I went and searched for it because I was gonna like retweet it as well personally. But I went and like on your Twitter when you posted like the picture in Discord, and I couldn't find it on your profile.
So, weird, because I did look at it and it had some interaction. Some people looked at it and clicked on it, but
Okay. It came up because I can access the Drop the Nerds Twitter. Like it's come up on their notifications.
yeah, because I added.
Yeah, I went.
As well.
Yeah, because you tagged Drop Nerds, but yeah, I went in on my personal account and I couldn't find it. Like, I even went onto your Twitter. It's like it's not there, but I know you've done it.
Maybe I'm blacklisted. Maybe Twitter doesn't like me.
Yeah, no, like even now, I'm looking on your stuff and like all the stuff that's there.
Just old retweets.
retweeting
I don't
Drop
tweet.
Nerds.
So if I go to my tweets and replies, though, it's there. If I go to my tweets, it's not. But if I go to my tweets and replies,
it's not.
maybe it
Maybe
thinks it's a reply for some reason.
Maybe.
Maybe Twitter just is racist against the Dutch.
Reasonable.
Yeah, reasonable. We suck. We're terrible.
Yeah, no, I did go and try and retweet it, but I couldn't find it.
Shame.
Next time, maybe.
We'll get him on. We'll get him on.
More than a day's notice, because I
Yeah.
very busy bloke.
Yeah, I mean, we
Like,
message him in advance for our UK stuff, and there's always difficult there. No, I say difficult. That makes it out like he's ignoring us. He doesn't. He's absolutely lovely. But...
yeah, probably a very busy person, busy human being. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate. Get it? On his plate.
Yeah.
I'm here all week, folks. I'm here all week.
Where is he? Because what's like the time difference between us and him?
Isn't he up Chicago way? Which is +6. No. Yeah.
Is it +6?
Yeah, Chicago's in Central. Chicago's in Central.
I thought it was yeah. One day we'll actually have guests. We actually tried.
Yeah,
we actually tried to get a guest on, like, you know, someone else as well. Do you think?
Oh yeah.
Do you think they all banded together and just, you know, we're not going to be in there?
Look, Graham just doesn't like us.
Yeah, understandable.
No,
understandable.
to be fair, Graham,
Personal.
I don't think is doing his own stream right now. No, he's not. So yeah, I think he's got a week. So
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
he does want to jump on with us at some point, which would be good.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I'm on. Maybe he can
Or-
get Chef Mike on here as well. I'm sorry. It's turned into a thing now. I'm not sure why, but it's a goal for me now. It's my life goal. Get Chef Mike on our podcast.
A few people have got him as friends on Facebook as well, and DM him. I wouldn't say frequently, but I have DM'd him and have like conversations with him on Facebook. So there are many a route.
I'll slide into his DMs.
God, that's one way to get him to not.
Slider into his DMs.
Look, I can't kick you, but I can server mute you.
You could.
That's not true, actually. I can't. I can just mute him for me, which is enough. I'm happy with
That's
that.
fair.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. It's one day we'll actually be sort of. You know what? Maybe we should actually manage to like be on time and have everything fucking sorted before we start inviting guests.
Hey, look. We were ready to go. We knew 3 of us were here, and we were planning to run with 3 of us.
Here. Yep, we were
Well,
all
we were here
completely
time.
ready, and everything was just fine. No, see, it's not my fault though. It's Streamlabs because it works, and sometimes it doesn't. So it's.
And
yeah.
I won't throw you that under the bus.
Say it.
We could
Say
ask Chris if you want what he thinks about people who say it's software causing the problem.
Oh, it's always software. It's always software causing the problem.
And
It always is.
definitely not opening up Streamlabs like 3 minutes before you're supposed to be live.
As a almost electrical engineer, I can definitely say that it's always software that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Not
never
software.
It's never the hardware. It's never the hardware.
No, that's not.
No.
No. Man, I mean, do we have some more gaming news, or have we discussed all the major topics this week?
Yeah.
What's
I
new?
don't
What's
think
new?
there's
What's new with Katy Perry? We haven't discussed Katy Perry yet.
I don't think there's any
I'm gonna
new
Google
gaming. I mean,
I'm
here's
sorry.
the thing.
No.
It would.
Katy Perry news now.
Yeah, you're googling that while I'm talking.
Okay.
It'd be good if the podcast had worked out that we were doing one next Wednesday after E3.
Yeah.
That would have been useful timing. But there should be a lot of gaming news for us to discuss the next episode.
I'm now going through my Twitter and I'm like, what are my notifications? And I'm like, there's quite a lot of Perseverance up there at the minute.
Persevere. Oh, the
Mars
space
rover.
thing.
What
Been
What
tweeting
happened?
quite a lot.
it just tweets.
Yeah, it tweets quite a lot, and it's got sights and sounds of the crater it's in.
Ah, right.
An interactive panorama. That sounds fun.
It's just showing off that it's not stuck on Earth,
Yeah, pretty much.
which I would be as well. I can't blame it.
What else?
It seems to be
so going back to annual pass because
Hmm.
today is the day Jeff and Jack will be hitting up the Velocicoaster at Universal Orlando.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was coming up. I just wasn't sure when.
I couldn't remember if it was the end of the month or it was about now.
Oh no. Oh, I've got some not very good Katy Perry news.
Go on.
Katy Perry suggests she's turning her dog vegan.
I really thought that you were just going to say that Katy Perry had said something massively racist. The way you started saying that, I was like, oh god, what's he going to repeat now that we're not going to be able to bleep out because this is live?
I'd like to take this back. This is old news. This is January 8th,
Okay.
18th. Her dog is probably dead by now.
Wow.
Because feed your dog meat, please. Yeah, the Katy Perry well is sort of Katy Perry news well is sort of dried up for now. Her kid is hanging out with Harry and Meghan's kid, apparently. So there you go.
Sorry to our fans that join us for our hot, off the press Katy Perry news.
I mean, she needs to get her act together and like do some stuff to be on the news.
Well, look, the last time she did something, you absolutely berated her. So
I mean, yeah, should we have her on? Should we have her on the podcast? It's just me. It's gonna be me, Katy Perry, and Chef Mike talking about feeding dogs. Oh my god, we could have a debate. We could have Chef Mike debate Katy Perry on whether or not dogs need meat, and I'll be like the arbiter. Is that the right word?
I'm gonna ban you from this podcast.
I'm gonna, yeah, as you should.
Yep.
And on that bombshell,
I have to stage a coup, I think.
a coon.
Did we?
Right. Thank you guys. Did you? Sorry.
What? Did we ever discuss that topic we had like a month and a half ago of what everyone's favorite game was? Did we ever circle around to that?
I think every single podcast since people have gone like a quick fire. Right, what's your favorite game?
What
Let's
are
actually
games?
talk about
Do you guys have time to play games? I haven't played games in like 2 months.
So here's the thing. So I in like the past few days have recently picked up this really fresh new game. Don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Minecraft.
Ah, shit, dude. Yeah, I heard that's pretty good. It's still an alpha, right?
That's what I've been putting time into.
Nice.
I've been putting people who are friends with me on or can see me on Discord and are friends with me on Steam can see what I've been playing.
Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm about halfway through Mass Effect 3 now.
Oh my god.
I think, yeah, since it came out. Where's Steam? Let me find Steam. I can tell you how many hours because it's a stupid amount of hours.
Yeah, so
I'm going back into it after this. Last 2 weeks I've played 68 hours. Total I've got 125
Oh my
hours.
god. Oh my god.
Nice.
Good job. Good. Good.
I tell you what, I have started playing recently. Actually, Raft.
Oh, lovely.
That is. So for those who don't know, it's a game where you basically start off on like this little wooden platform in the middle of the ocean, and you go. And then there's a story to it, but you go around and you collect things and you build your raft bigger. Not very good to play on your own. It's one of those games where if you're trying to do everything, like you can do it, but it's going to be slow progress and it's not that fun. But with other people, really good game, really entertaining.
I really want to play it. It's where Shark Mages came from. Matt's thing.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Which originated.
Right. Man, I've just had uni work for Past 2 months, I just haven't been able to do anything. It's just like, I mean, even this is like, I should be doing something else right now. I don't have the time.
This is the problem I have, is that I'm like, I finish work, and of course, because I'm sat here all day with work, and it just gets to the end, and I'm like, I want to play games, but
you don't want to.
But also, it's been really warm the past like week or so, and it's not been horrendously bad. But this flat is like a fucking greenhouse.
Right. So you
like,
also
it's
have
fine.
You also have a flat that's made out of the same material that like thermoses are made of.
Yeah, well, this is an old cotton mill, so it's like brick walls, like really thick walls.
Right.
And the windows are probably about like 12 foot tall and about 10 foot wide.
See.
So it's west facing too. So up until about 4 o'clock, it's absolutely fine. Like, it can be 25 degrees outside, and it's perfectly pleasant in here. But then the sun starts shining through, and it just, by about 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, it is unbearable. And it can be like 20, 21 degrees outside, and I had a bar of chocolate in it, not even in the sun, it was like out of the way, and that melted the other day, and like chocolate melts at like 32 degrees. So that's how hot it gets here, and I just, like, the last thing I want to do is sit at my desk playing games when it's that hot. I just want to crawl into...
They were getting soft the other day.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's sad.
Thing is, you have a choice. You can walk away. Like, this room is my room. This is where I live. And I also have a west-facing window that is also about 12 foot high, and incredibly thick brick walls as well. So it's like a 400-year-old building. I just die.
The thing. I can't. This is my room. I'm in the same thing. I'm not
like a communal sort of thing.
No, so there's the lounge kitchen, like that side, but that's also facing against there, so it's the same temperature. And the only other room at the back of the flat is the other bedroom.
Right.
So yeah, I just kind of, like, I can't remember when it was. I think it was on Saturday. I've done it a couple of times. Like, I just got in the car and went for a drive just so I could have the air conditioning. Like,
fair.
Because I'm just like, I can't sit in this room anymore. I need to go and be cool.
Yep, that's totally fair.
I went on Saturday. I went for a drive up to Reservoir that's like 15, 20 miles away, and decided to go for a walk around there. And I saw a deer swim across the entire reservoir.
Oh.
Like, it was wandering around on a path, and I was like, that's a bit weird that there's a deer there where there's people. Sure. And then I just sort of suddenly saw it walking towards the water, and I was like, oh, it's having a drink. No, it's not having a drink, it's going. And it swam the entire length of the reservoir, and then came out the other side, which is near where I was stood, and sort of just stood there and looked at me for about like 20 seconds, because I'd stopped as well, because I was like, I don't want to scare it off, and it just looked at me, and then darted off up into the forest, and I was like, wow. Sure, whatever you got to do.
It's just hanging out, just swimming.
Yeah,
don't blame him. Can't blame him.
What was there around there? Assuming that I'm thinking of the same reservoir that you went to.
Probably not. Which one are you thinking of? Are you thinking of the one up in Audenshaw?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's,
I went up near Bolton.
Oh yeah, no, it's not the one that I'm thinking of.
Speaking of reservoirs, that's a good time to call it, I think. Good segue, right?
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. It's hot. I Bye. I suck at this. I'm not good at this.
I'm letting you do it.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for watching. Go to our stuff, socials and stuff. Go to our Discord. This will be up on YouTube at some point. Hopefully, if Woody can find it somewhere. I'm sure he will.
And see us see us next time for our episode with Katy Perry and
Yeah.
Chef Mike.
So in 2 weeks we'll have Katy Perry and Chef Mike on. Imagine though if we actually made that happen. If next week we go live and it's Katy Perry and Chef Mike, I'm gonna make it happen.
But Hazel stream on Saturday. Let's do serious progress.
Hazel stream on Saturday.
Do you know
she's gonna play Stardew
what time
Valley
you're
with
doing it,
Katy
or-
Perry and Chef Mike.
It's probably going to be like a longer one, probably sort of mid-afternoon eveningy, because it's a Saturday.
Nice.
I haven't specifically put down anything yet. This was me advertising it as well.
Yeah.
Just,
I did put it in the drop notes, and I was like, and nobody said anything, and I'm like, cool, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Keep,
Yeah, no, we'll promote it on socials.
keep an eye on our
and,
socials and
all the rest.
maybe
like and
follow,
like and subscribe and
follow and subscribe,
whatever else.
and do your thing. Tell a friend. Just like make an extra account with like your grandma's email address.
Oh, and
Follow us
donate
on that.
10,000 bits, and Hazel burn down a farm.
Yeah.
Like,
Hazel burned down her house for 10,000
I'll
bits.
burn it down.
The biggest,
the end of
the biggest birthday candle ever. Right. Okay.
Last day before life.
We're gonna go now. We're gonna go because this is an ending like this.
Yeah,
Right.
before we get done for Arson.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll ask around.
All right. Thank you.